But which party is not
Exactly.
tainted? Which party does not have candidates with criminal records, Ashok? Today in the UP elections.
Especially in UP, all
Especially
parties
in UP.
have tainted candidates. But having said that, Kushwaha is the infamous man of the moment. He is the face, of, one of the faces of anti-incumbency and of corruption in the Mayawati government. So the BJP has dialed a serious wrong number in taking him in. You spoke about perception and winnability. I don't see the two as two sequestered streams. Sometimes perception bolsters winnability. Kushwaha may well win the BJP 10 seats, but he could damage them in 50 others. So the point is
why is the BJP even reacting?
Look, the BJP is reacting for several reasons. There are people who are upset with Kushwaha. There are also factional games within the BJP in UP.
So you're saying the BJP is not serious, it's a playing to the
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying not everyone in the BJP who's protesting against Kushwaha is doing it because they are indignant about
they're only doing it to
man.
score some points.
Some people are doing it because they're indignant. Some people could be doing it for other collateral reasons. That's politics.
I understand your point. My question to the political parties now is this, and in the second round of questioning, I request you, Nawab Kazim Ali and Kamal Farooqi, to take the questions directly and not avoid them. The charge against political parties is, and I want to start with you, Nirmala Sitharaman, is that you have all fielded candidates with criminal records. All of you have. You have fielded 20 candidates with criminal records in UP. The Congress, Mr. Nawab Kazim Ali, the party you have just joined, has fielded 26 candidates with criminal records. The Samajwadi Party, Mr. Kamal Farooqi, your party has the distinction of fielding 24 candidates with criminal records. No. In other words, all the three parties who are on the show today seem to be competing against each other in trying to field the maximum number of candidates with criminal records. Then what is this debate all about, Nirmala?
Well, I think ideally no one should be fielding any candidate with criminal records. But then change doesn't happen overnight, and change doesn't happen from just one party. It has to take its... I don't think we want to sit in studios and decide what happens in the ground reality.
No,
there are stages at which each political party tries its best to remove such candidates from its reckoning.
So would you say there are times all parties have failed to do so?
I think every party is trying to be not the first one in it, because the game doesn't work that way. Today, let's say BJP removes all the candidates and then says we are very clean, please win us, give us all the winning votes. Things don't happen that way straight away. Although we like to set an example, it will have to be gradual. It can't be overnight.
And you think people will forgive you that?
No, it's not a question. I mean, the system is such that it takes a while for cleaning up. Whether forgiving or not or punishing is a different matter altogether.
I think Manani wanted to come in. Yes, yes.
Because when you started off, let's not generalize the thing that we are talking about a specific thing, and when Mrs. Sitharaman is an excellent spokesman and she defends the indefensible, but this is not about having an old-timer BJP who suddenly come in, cases come. Here you're actually going and embracing somebody who has been sacked 2 days before because of, and for a party like the BJP, which is, out of all the political parties in the country, does a maximum moral grandstanding on the issue of corruption and the issue of taint, and they've disrupted parliament sessions after parliament session over tainted ministers. For the BJP to do this, and in the case of Mr. Kushwaha, is not like a general SP giving people criminal records. This is actually going out and beckoning a man who has a record.
No, I may I just add one thing. I think that is why it's being underlined, this thing, because the BJP is very pious. So, it always lectures every other party about corruption. I think that is why it gets caught in its own kind of rhetoric.
No,
because then they do something like this and
conducting a postmortem of the BJP. Are we conducting a postmortem of the BJP, or are we discussing corruption in the context of the UP election?
We are discussing Kushwaha.
We've got people from other parties here. We're discussing them as well. Right?
I want to make it clear. What we are discussing is today the issue of whether you know, this anger over corruption and taint is only some middle-class fascination, urban middle-class fascination, or whether it is something which has relevance. And I'd like to point out here, Ashok, to you, that ahead of the 2002 elections, I clearly remember that when the BJP had inducted Mr. D.P. Yadav,
2004 elections.
2004 elections,
yes,
then Atal Bihari Vajpayee himself had criticized this move.
Absolutely.
And if I'm not mistaken, he had to be removed.
D.P. Yadav was a wrong number, Kushwaha is a very wrong
But
number.
D.P. Yadav was removed.
He was removed, and
But
Kushwaha
why should Kushwaha not be removed by the same
He should be removed, but that's the BJP's decision.
The
You can ask
question
for
goes to
nothing.
Nirmala Sitharaman. It's your choice. Or would you say the world has changed in 7 years? We've gone back.
I don't think you should push me to say the answer which is required today in the media. I have raised an issue of how a political party cannot be cleansing its own just because it has to be the first one to do it. There are larger issues here, and the larger issues also matter. And when BJP talks on corruption, it talks with conviction. Well, very well, but it is not to be branded as grandstanding, whereas somebody else does it.
Grandstanding,
No, just a minute.
4 days
No,
back.
just a minute.
No, 4 days
Just a
back.
minute.
4 days back.
Yes, I'm aware.
4 days.
Yes, I'm aware it was 4 days
No,
back.
4
Yes,
days
I'm
before
aware.
he was inducted, ma'am, he met your leader, Kirit Somaya, went and met Central Bureau of Investigation officials, and he, on the December 30th, presented about 1,000 documents related to the alleged role of this man, Kushwaha, in the NRHM scam. Where is the consistency of your party?
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
Yes, we've done that. We've given the allegations, and even now we are saying that we are not giving an insurance or a cover to the person. As regards him joining, it doesn't mean that we are standing by everything which has gone wrong in case the allegations prove right. When the due course of law comes up with something which the party has to take a call, we will certainly take a call. But that doesn't mean that we should always be brushed aside saying, oh, you only talk piously, you only do grandstanding. Whereas the measures are very different. Let me just finish. I think, there is a point when you really cannot tell the BJP only because you're grandstanding and you're talking very with a great deal of commitment about corruption, you have to do certain things. Here is a point which I want to tell you.
An FIR has been filed against this man. Sorry, the CBI filed an FIR against this man on the basis of documents that your party national secretary gave the CBI. That is the absolute fact. We have it proven from the CBI.
I'm not questioning that fact, Arnob. If you would want to follow what I'm saying,
my simple question is, ma'am, sorry, I'm going to push the point here. Are there any checks and balances?
You're pushing for an answer, but not allowing me to give the answer.
I'm pushing for the direct facts that is there any checks and balances? Are there any checks and balances on this anymore? Is something as serious as a CBI FIR against somebody a factor when you induct the person and honor and garland him at a BJP press conference? This is something on which the BJP's image will be determined. That's a straight question.
Is it a question? I thought it's an observation you made.
It's a straight question.
It's an observation you made, but if you want me to respond,
if you want an observation, do you in that case disagree with the observation?
I certainly disagree, because once we've given an allegation, and if the course of law is going to find them guilty, we'll certainly take a call on that at that time. But the fact remains that you also know, I'm not here suggesting anything at all, but you also know that CBI can be misused. The very next day after he joins the party, there is a raid. Till before that, Mayawati is given a clean sheet. No raids happened to his place. There is certainly a certain level of connivance between BSP and the Congress party. There are lots of such things which I can periodically, which we brought to your notice. But if you think today, observations that you've made, BJP will have to respond.
I don't think
the party makes a call on factors which are in front of it, and it will take a call.
These are questions not just which I am asking. You are fully aware that these are questions which the entire country is asking.
Yes, certainly we are answering
about
them.
This Kushwaha episode. Virod Mehta raised his hand. I'm coming to you, ma'am. Just a minute. Yes, Mr. Mehta.
Arnab, your general point that all political parties use candidates with criminal records, but they use them because they bring something to the party. They bring some vote share, they bring at least 2 or 3 seats. Now, in the case of this gentleman, Mr. Kushwaha, what seems to have happened that he doesn't bring anything to the party. What he does instead is that he divides the party state-wise. So this is a terrible tactical mistake also, in the sense that if Mr. Kushwaha, for all his criminal activities and all his corruptions, was going to bring some kind of substantial vote share to the BJP, or going to bring 3-4 seats, then you can say to hell with kind of principles. I will induct this guy because he is useful for our party. But in the case of Kushwaha, you're getting the worst of both worlds. He's not bringing anything, he's giving you a bad image, and he's dividing your party. So it's a lose-lose-lose situation.